Hey guys, welcome to what I'm going to be calling the 2022 State of the Channel Address. I usually do these towards the end of the year, often once a year, but we didn't have one last year for reasons, which I might explain, I might not, I don't know. So I thought if we did this one a little bit early, that's fine. It's as I record this, it's October 19th. Yeah, the rest of the year is going to be kind of busy for me, so I thought, well, I have some time. Let's talk about some stuff for the channel, right? So yeah, just a few things I want to kind of go over a little bit. I really just kind of want to chat with you guys. Of course, this is a one-way chat because you guys can't chat back, which is a little bit too bad, but it is what it is. If you guys have comments and stuff, you guys know where to leave them. I'm always open to answering comments as much as I can. And yeah, but anyway, I got a list of things that I want to go over, just to go over them. I didn't do this last year, mostly because I didn't feel like I really had anything to say. I felt like we had done one the year before, and there was nothing really new to talk about. This year, there's maybe a little bit of stuff to talk about. So I felt like it was okay to go ahead and get one of these in. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about some stuff. First of all, let's talk about how the channel's doing. So let's go ahead into our managing of videos, and we'll head into analytics. Right now, we're closing in on 1,200 subscribers, which is awesome. That's a lot of people. I'm very happy with the numbers that we have. I will have to say, over the last couple of years, the growth on this channel has slowed down substantially compared to what it was, like even 2 years ago. Which is, that's fine. If you take a look, we can actually get a graph of this. Let me do total, and then we'll do monthly, and we'll do over the lifetime of the channel. You guys can see. This should be subscribers over the course of, actually, let's do monthly. Doesn't really show us too much. Let's do yearly. So you can see, guys, there's this big old gap in here for some reason because YouTube lost some data that didn't used to be, but it kind of went up more or less linearly. You can see last year in 2020, or actually in 2020, we had 200 new subscribers, which is, not huge, but okay. Then it actually went down to 143, and so far this year, we're down to 54. Oof. Well, it is only October. We've got another 3 months, but it's dropped. We have definitely slowed down in our growth, which is fine. I never really wanted to be a huge channel. I don't want you guys to turn into a faceless mass of beings. I'm happy with less than 2,000 subscribers. That's fine. Again, views, the same thing. We went from 90,000 in 2022 down to like 70,000 in 2021, and so far this year we're around 50,000. So watch time in hours, I think, is kind of the same deal. We're definitely down this year. So I don't know if people are just not as into my content, the particular games that I'm playing, or what. But it's definitely dropped off, which is fine. I'm not complaining. It's all good. So yeah, that's where the channel's at. Like I was saying, I don't want you guys to become such a big channel that I don't really know you guys. I'd much rather you guys were, I knew who all of you were, at least to some extent. I mean, there's 1,200 people here. I can't know every single person and every detail of their life and stuff, nor would I want to. But I feel like a lot of these people I have some sort of personal connection with, or personal, I don't know what you would call it, not really a relationship, but I know sort of who you are, right? And it's a good place to be. We're small enough that there's still a personal channel. You guys are not just, once we hit like 10,000 subscribers, it's like I can no longer really think of it that way, if that makes sense, right? So yeah. Anyway, that's how the channel's doing right now. We're down a little bit from years previous, but maybe it'll pick up, maybe it won't. Who knows? We'll just keep going the way we're going. I'm happy with how things are. I'm not completely irate that things have slowed down. It's fine. The second thing I wanted to talk about was monetization. You may have noticed over the last year, I have turned off basically all the monetization on my channel. For a while, I had what do you call it? The subscribers, not subscribers, but that thing where you could actually join the channel memberships. I guess it's called. We had a Patreon. All that's gone. I turned it all off a couple of months ago, I guess. The only thing I've left on are YouTube ads. So if you are not a member of YouTube Premium, then you are going to be seeing ads on my videos. Let me know, guys, how that is, because I don't see them. I am a premium member. I do not see ads. So if they're overly intrusive, I don't know about it. Let me know. If you think they're too much, I mean, I could like log off and watch my own content and see what the ads look like, because I have absolutely no idea. But yeah, so let me know. I honestly have no idea what they're like. So yeah, as for monetization, I never really felt comfortable asking for money from my friends, which all of you guys are, right? So, and I know what you guys are going to say. I know the people who were my patrons, they're all going to say, "Well, we don't mind supporting you. It's totally cool. We want to support you, and that's great. I love you guys for it. I'm just not super comfortable myself doing that. I never really loved it, so I just turned it all off. I'm perfectly comfortable taking money from YouTube for advertisers. That's fine. And for those of you who want to support the channel, just watch the videos. That's the best thing you could do. That's all I ask is if you enjoy my channel, watch the videos, and that's all the support that I really need. Comment if you want to, and we'll have a conversation about stuff. This channel is not about monetization. I never meant for this to be a full-time gig. But that would be nice, but I never realistically expected it. That's not what it's about. If this channel was about monetization and making money, I'd have shut it down 5 years ago. Because I make nothing, guys. There's, I mean, not to belittle the contributions that were made by my patrons. That stuff really did help buy equipment and things like that. But what I'm making is nothing. You could definitely not live on it by any means at all. Especially now that I've turned off all the patron stuff. So, yeah, I mean, that's where things are at with monetization. I make money off of YouTube ads, and that's it. And what I make is pennies a day, basically. So, just wanted to let you guys know if you were ever a patron of this channel or wanted to be a patron of the channel or looking at it, it's gone now. It's not coming back. I have no interest in taking money from the people around me. I don't. Now, that doesn't go the other way. I support a couple of channels, and I love to do it. I'm happy to do it. Don't take it like I don't want to support you. I'm totally on board with supporting channels that I support. I love you guys, and I want to send you all the support I can, and that includes money. And I know that's a little bit hypocritical. I get it, because I'm not accepting support, but too bad. That's just how it is. Don't take it that there's anything wrong with me supporting you. I love to do it. I'm happy to do it. I can afford to do it, so it's fine. Okay, enough of that. Let's talk about our current games. So, if you look at my channel, of course we have the current playthrough thing, and then each of the current games is listed. Currently, we're playing Dead Space 3, Arkham Knight, Darksiders 2, Horizon Forbidden West, and the Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga thing. And then I've got some other random stuff down here. So let's talk about those for a minute. I'm going to pull up my spreadsheet, which is sort of my game helper spreadsheet. I've got some stuff down here that's hidden that you guys can't see because it's there are tabs down here that are for future games that are going to start fairly soon. I'll talk about that in a minute, but let's talk about the games kind of in order. So, Dead Space 3, which we are currently playing with the almighty Jeff. You guys can see we've finished through, at the time of I'm recording this, as of October 19th, We finished through chapter 10. We've just started chapter 11, which is the second column of stuff. This is basically my collectibles list, right? It's the things we have to get in each chapter. You can see there's 19 chapters in total, plus there's 3 chapters for the DLC, Awakened. So we're right around halfway through the game. It's going to take it's not a huge number of episodes. I think probably around 20 or so, give or take. Right now, we've just recorded through episode 9, and this is how far we are into chapter 11. So, that gives you an idea of where things are at with that game. So yeah, I'm expecting right around 20 episodes or so. And then we'll talk about future games after I'm done with going through these. Darksiders 2, we pretty much just started. I have recorded through episode 8. We've, of course, finished the prologue. That was nothing. I'm a good chunk of the way through chapter 1, the Forge Lands, or Act 1, I guess you would call. I have gone through, basically, I'm in the Lost Temple. You guys haven't seen that episode yet, but that's where I'm at. Ignore this stuff down here. But yeah, you can see we're heading towards the end of chapter or Act 1. There's an Act 2 called Kingdom of the Dead, and then an Act 3 called Lost Light, and an Act 4 called Shadow's Edge. So it's got a ways to go. That's not a short game. So yeah, it's probably going to go through, I'm guessing, episode 40-ish or so. Plus or minus quite a lot. So yeah. I skipped Batman, didn't I? Okay, yeah, we'll talk about Batman in just a second. So yeah, anyway, that's where we are with Darksiders 2. Batman is not on this list. The reason being is because he was on this list, but I deleted it because I'm done with Batman. You guys have seen, as of the time of this recording, through episode 114. The final episode of that game is 115. So next week, as of the time that I record this, and then I'm going to go on to the next game. I'm totally done. It's been edited. It's been reviewed. The only thing left for me to do for Batman is to upload it, which is going to happen for me the day after tomorrow. And then my involvement with the Arkham series is over for a while, which is wild. We have been playing the Arkham games. Let's check that on this channel. Let me check my created playlists. Arkham Asylum is here. Our first episode, Welcome to the Madhouse. Hey guys. Started March 19th, 2018. So 4.5 years ago, we started the first Arkham game. We've been playing Arkham games for 4.5 years. Closing in on 5 years, guys. That's crazy. And we're not gonna have an Arkham game to play. To me, that's astonishing. Yeah. Not Arkham, but Gotham Knights is sort of the spiritual sequel to the Arkham games. It's not an actual sequel, but it's a spiritual sequel. I'll get to it eventually. I'm not going to do it right away. We're going to give Batman a rest for a while. I mean, I think I need to give it a rest for a while. And that game is going to get massively overexposed when it comes out. Everybody and their second mother is going to be playing that game on their channel. So I'm just going to give it some time to mellow out before we dive into that. So there'll be other games in between the end of Arkham Knight and the beginning of Gotham Knight. All right, we talked about Darksiders. So Horizon Forbidden West. This is my list for Horizon Forbidden West. The main quests are up here. You can see 17 main quests in total. Not that many, really, of which we've completed 7. We have 3 more that just popped in as of a couple of episodes ago. 28 side quests, of which we've completed maybe a third, and then errands, 20 of which we've completed a quarter of them. So yeah, those are the quests. Activities, maybe, I don't know, a quarter of the way through those. Collectibles, same kind of deal. Then we have some stuff down here. The hunting grounds we're halfway through. Machine Strike. Done 3 sets of Machine Strike. We have 13 sets to go. This is not a complete list, guys. I'm sure each one of these is going to have 3 boards, just like the other ones do. At least 3 boards. So there's quite a lot of Machine Strike to go. I just haven't run into any in my playthrough yet. Supposedly there's one at the base, but it hasn't popped in yet. Melee Pits, we've got 4 more to go. We finished one in Chainscrape, but there's a bunch more that I haven't run into yet. And Salvage Contracts, the same thing. We've got one in Barren Light that I've done. There's 3 more that we haven't run into yet. And then I've got a list of weapons, outfits, and face paints, all of which have a lot of blank spaces in them. So, I mean, the bottom line here, guys, is Horizon Forbidden West is a long game. The original game, Zero Dawn, took me exactly 100 episodes, and that was with the DLC. This one I think is going to be longer. I just recorded episode 33, and this is where we're at. I think we're going for 150-ish, if I were to guess right now. I mean, we could pick up speed. I don't know. It's really hard to say, but it wouldn't surprise me if we hit 150 with this game. It's a long game. Even though there's not really that many quests, there's a lot of stuff to do. This last episode, actually, I didn't do any quests. I did just activities, and I only did 2. I did what was it? It was a rebel outpost we did, and a one of those ornament things. What do you call those? The relic ruins. Basically, I mean, there was some other ancillary stuff in there, but mostly those were the 2 things that I did. And just those 2 things, and that took me over an hour to get done. So, there's a lot of these activities take up a lot of time. The 100 grounds take up time. All this stuff takes up time beyond the main quest. So, it's a long game. What can I say? And I do want to try. I'm trying to upgrade everything in the game, all the weapons and outfits and stuff, and use them. You can see there's a lot of blanks. We're kind of behind on all that. So yeah, and the face paints I haven't even started basically because we don't have a face painter. I think we're getting pretty close to finding one, but I do want to show off all those as well. So it's a lot. It's a lot. That game is a long game. We'll be there for a while. Star Wars. Lego Star Wars. Okay. It doesn't show so well at this resolution, guys. I have to turn down the resolution to record on this monitor. You can see we've got all 6 movies. So movies 1 through 4 we're totally done with. They are completely greened out. Everything's done. Movie 5 and 6, you can see movie 5 is getting pretty close to being done. We just got 2 challenge modes left, and then we got the super story and all this character bonus and mini kit bonus stuff down below. This is as of right now. Then in movie 6, we still got a fair amount to do. There are still 2, 3, 4 free plays left, and then all the challenge modes. So, we're getting there. We've only got 2 movies left. What's happening right now, guys, is I usually do 3 episodes per week because they're shorter episodes. I'm doing 1 free play, 1 challenge mode, and 1 bounty hunter. You guys have not seen to this point a bounty hunter episode yet. You're going to see one on Friday, the day after tomorrow, as I record this. That'll be the first one. I've already done 2 sets. There's going to be 4 in total. So I'm halfway through them. Once we finish those, then I'll be right at the point where we're going to do the super story for movie 5 and complete that. And at that point, so in 3 weeks, I think it is, or 4 weeks, we're going to start doubling up on some of this stuff. So we're going to just jump through movie 6 pretty fast. So at that point, I'll probably have done a couple more free plays. I might finish off the free plays, because Into the Death Star is actually pretty short. So I might do 2 free plays in a challenge mode. I like to keep it to 3 episodes, because I think that generally tends to run right around an hour, which is where I like to be. But then, we'll start tripling up on challenge modes and stuff. So we'll get through the challenge modes real fast. If I finish all the free plays, the only thing left is the challenge modes, right? So if I do 3 at a time, there's only 2 episodes or 2 weeks worth of videos before we finish off movie 6 real fast. And then we'll do the super story. And then we're done, guys. We'll be moving on. Okay. So yeah, I think Star Wars, last I left off is somewhere around 92% of the way through the game. Something like that, 91 point something. So yeah, we're coming up quickly on the end of that game. That'll be the next game we finish after Batman. I feel quite confident. So yeah, let me talk a little bit about future games. Now, guys, I will not talk about future IPs. For reasons that I've stated before, the primary reason being, in case you're new here and you haven't heard this before, is that I have a list of games that I want to play, And the games that go into the next slot, I think I know what they are. I'm pretty sure I know what they are. A lot of times, sometimes I'm not so sure. It depends on how far away from finishing that particular slot I am. But until I actually record the episode, that could change. So I may be like 95% sure of what game I'm going to do after Dead Space 3, but until I actually record the next game, I could change it. Now, if I tell you guys this is what I'm going to do after Dead Space 3, and then I change it and I don't do it, you'll be pissed off at me. If I say, like, for instance, if I say right now, after Dead Space 3, we're going to do Final Fantasy. We're not going to do Final Fantasy, guys, but let's say I said that. And then right at the last minute, I decide, no, instead I want to do God of War Ragnarok because that just came out. And I change it. And then those of you who are waiting around for Final Fantasy, boy, you're going to be pissed. And I wouldn't blame you. So I do not talk about future IPs for that reason. So if it's a change of IP, I'm not going to tell you what it is. So after we finish Dead Space, I think I know what we're going to do, but I'm not going to tell you. I don't know for 100% positive. I'm about 80% sure of the next game after Dead Space 3, because there is no Dead Space 4. We're not going into the side games or anything like that. Darksiders 2. When we finish Darksiders 2, we're going to go straight into Darksiders 3, and after that into Darksiders 4. I will tell you guys if we're sticking with the same IP. I do very much intend to go into 3 and 4 after 2. Horizon Forbidden West. Oh, Batman, same thing. I can't tell you what's coming after Batman. I'm 99.9% sure I know exactly what's going after Batman, but I haven't recorded it yet. Actually, going to record it this coming weekend. That'll be fun. But I'm not going to say what it is yet. You probably know already. If you have a guess, you're probably right. Horizon Forbidden West. It's forever before we play that or we finish this game, like I said. There's no game after, although I think there's a DLC coming for Horizon Forbidden West. That's the rumor. There's no game after that, at least not right now. I think I know what we're going to play after that. Maybe. I have a vague idea, but we're a long way from finishing this game, so that could change 6 or 7 times before we actually get there. Lego Star Wars. Okay, so for the Lego games, guys, I started with the first one. And when I say I started with the first one, I know there were Lego games before Lego Star Wars. I'm aware of those weird building games that they did. When I talk about the Lego franchise, what I mean is the modern franchise, the ones that are this format that we're doing. And I am also aware, I'm very aware that there were 2 Lego Star Wars games before the Lego Star Wars games that we're doing. However, when we played Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga, we played basically all 3 of those games. Basically, they took the original series, the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, and they stuck them together. Those were 2 separate games. They squished them together and they put them out as Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga. So by completing The Complete Saga, we've basically run through all 3 of those games. Where there were slight differences, you guys saw them in the bonus rooms. So you've seen them. There's no reason for us to have played those first 2 games. So as far as I'm concerned, Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga is the first of the modern Lego games. So that's what I'm talking about when I say the Lego franchise. We're going to move on to the next game in the franchise, which is Lego Indiana Jones. I'm intending to do that. Now, we're talking about the Lego games, guys, as long as I'm enjoying them and having fun playing them, and you guys are enjoying them and having fun watching them, we'll play them. We'll keep going. You know, if it continues on that way, we'll go all the way through Lego Star Wars again. the very new one that they did. We'll go through them one at a time. But, you know, if at any point that changes, like I get bored with them, or you guys get bored with them, we'll stop playing them. But we'll just go until, you know, we decide to stop. So, yeah, Indiana Jones is coming next. So, yeah, that's what's going to happen. All right, so I think that's it for the games. I think we're good there. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to really talk about. If you guys have game suggestions, let me know. You're welcome to suggest games. There's a good chance I already have it on my list. I have a list of games. I may not get to it right away. I may have to say no. I have had to do that before in the past. If it's just a game that I have no interest in whatsoever, or a genre that doesn't really interest me, then I won't play it. I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to play something just because you want me to play it. If I'm not into it, it's not going to be a good playthrough. I've got to be into the game, or it's going to suck. You're not going to enjoy it, and I'm not going to do it justice. So you don't want me playing your favorite game if I don't do a good job with it, right? So, you know, but do feel free to suggest, because I've gotten some good suggestions. The Darksiders, for instance, games that I'm really enjoying, those are actually one of my favorite games to play every week, was a suggestion from, I think Tor suggested that, if I'm not mistaken. And I loved them. I never played them before. They flew totally under my radar. I never played any of those games, and I'm really enjoying them. They're a lot of fun. So yeah, do feel free to suggest games. Okay, I'm done talking about the games. Let's talk about something else. I want to talk about friends of the channel. If you scroll all the way to the bottom of my list, I've got this little section down here, friends of the channel. Please go check these guys out. The first three, the Almighty Jeff, Tor Gregory, and Mythos Serving, are all previous supporters of the channel monetarily. They were all patrons. They're all also my friends, and I really do. Of course, Tag. You guys know Tag. He's playing Dead Space 3 with me at the moment. But they're all good guys. Go check out their stuff. I really enjoy all their content. So yeah, definitely worth it. Going and checking those guys out. Melly Playful and Tengu. I watch their channel quite a bit. Melly is really. She comes over all the time and comments on my stuff, and I keep telling her to stop it. she's got stuff she's dealing with, and I love her for it. I love her. I love having her here. I do wish she would spend a little more time on herself and a little less time supporting everybody else. But she has a great channel. Tengu is a great guy. Go over, check out their content. I watch a lot of their stuff. Yeah, definitely go check out their stuff. If you haven't by now, it's a lot of fun to go see what they're doing. They always have good content. Omni, I've been watching a fair amount of his stuff lately as well. He also comes over all the time and comments on practically every one of my video, which is really nice of him. I do enjoy his content as well. I go over there and watch as much as I can. I don't catch every single thing that he does. I won't lie. The only one channel that I watch every single thing that he does is the Almighty Jeff. Everybody else I catch as much as I can. But I do enjoy his content. It's very good. It's the games he plays are interesting. They're usually ones that I don't know, so it's always fun to watch games that I don't know. So go check out his stuff. Evra, of course, if you guys have watched my channel, you know Evra. Go check out his stuff. It's in another language. It's in I can't remember off the top of my head what it is in now. But if you understand it, then go watch his stuff. He played Dying Light with us, and yeah, good guy, and we still chat from time to time. So yeah, those are friends of the channel. I just wanted to give them a shout out. Definitely, please go take a look, and I'll put links to all these guys' channels in the description below, guys. Okay, I wanted to talk for a minute about completionist channels, because if you're here, it's probably something you're interested in. So I know of a few. I'm sure I don't know of all of them. Unfortunately, YouTube is really bad about discovery. Like when I go to the homepage, I get the same friggin' 50 thumbnails that I get every single time, and YouTube is constantly complaining about how they have millions of uploads a day. Well, show me them. Quit giving me the same exact ones every time, right? So yeah, I'm sure there are other ones out there that I don't know about, but the ones that I do know about, I kind of wanted to talk about just a little bit, because if you guys are interested in my channel, then you're probably interested in these guys' channels. Of course, the first one I have to mention, obviously, Tag. The Almighty Jeff. You guys got to go watch his channel if you don't already. I know a lot of you do. basically, guys, there's three things that need to happen for me to be interested in a channel, fully interested. The ideal channel for me has three characteristics. One, it's got to be a completionist, 100% completion. I hate it when channels skip over stuff. Like if they're just running through the main story, I pretty much lose interest. You know, that does. I want to see the whole thing. Show me the whole game. That's what I want to see. I'm weird that way. I know most people aren't, and I know that's why most channels don't do 100% completion, because most people don't care. They just want to see the story. I've never really understood that mindset, but sure, that's how people are. That's fine. I'm not saying anything bad against that. But me personally, I want to see the whole friggin' game. So the ideal channel for me is the completionist channel. Two, of course, I have to like their personality. That's key. You can be a completionist channel, and if you're just sitting there doing nothing, I'm gonna lose interest, right? Yeah, have an engaging personality. And three, what was the third one? I just lost it. It was in my head, and I just lost it. Oh yeah, you got to play games that I'm interested in, right? You can have a completionist channel, but I'm not really into those games. Well, it's not really going to be a channel for me. So yeah, those are the three things that need to happen for me to have an ideal channel. Tag, of course, checks all those boxes for me. For me personally, I'm not saying it's going to be for you, but for me personally, I love the games he plays. I like his personality. He's a really good guy. I enjoy listening to his reactions to the games, and he's a completionist. He's even more of a completionist than I am, because he does trophies and stuff, and I have no interest in trophies whatsoever. So yeah, of course, he's a close personal friend of mine. Not that we've ever met. I mean, he's on the other side of the lake from me, but we chat all the time about stuff, and yeah, we've gotten to be good friends. So yeah, go check out his channel. The next channel I'm going to talk about is All the Shinies. This is a kind of almost a second place to Tag's channel, in that he does check all the boxes. I do enjoy his personality. I do enjoy the games he plays, and he is a completionist. So it's all good. I end up watching a fair amount of his stuff. He does everything on the hardest mode that's available. And if there's like a hard mode that's locked, he'll play through the game twice to get to that hardest mode. He's crazy that way. But yeah, another really good channel if you guys want completionist stuff. All the Shinies is really good. He's he's an interesting player. He's switched over now to doing a lot of streams style stuff. So his stuff is now like 4 or 5 hours long. He used to do, I think it was about 1 hour videos. If we go past the streaming stuff, which maybe is easier said. Oh yeah, here it is. Oh yeah, I remember how he used to do this. So he would do them in like sections. He would do like one mission or one side thing at a time. So they varied quite a bit. So like this is like 7.5 minutes long, whereas this is 35 or whatever. You can see I just watched this one actually just recently. Yeah. So good stuff on that channel. I enjoy it. Go check it out if you're into completionist stuff. The next one I wanted to talk about was Retro Completionist. Again, it's good stuff. This is really older games, like 80s, 90s level games. But he does do completionists on them. They're interesting games. He's gone to no longer showing his face on camera. I'm going to turn this off. He used to do a face cam. He's turned it off, and I'm actually kind of glad. Not that there's anything wrong with this. Don't take that out of context. The thing is, he smokes, and I have nothing against smokers, but I have a hard time watching people smoke. When I was a teenager, I watched my grandmother die a horrible, evil death from lung cancer as a direct result of chain smoking her whole life. And it's hard for me to watch people smoke. It's just a triggering thing for me. It really triggers my PTSD as far as that goes. So I don't like to watch it. And so when he did the face cam, he does the the e-cigarettes. And that, again, I have nothing against it. It's your channel, it's your life. Do what you want. I don't care. I have a hard time watching it. But he turned off his face cam for a lot of his videos now, and I haven't seen him for a while with a face cam on. And so it's a lot easier for me to watch personally. Yeah, so definitely go check him out. I mean, if you're into the older games, like there's Ratchet and Clank, Kingdom Hearts is in there, which Sag is playing right now. Jack and Dexter, Resident Evil, it's in here. I mean, it's all good stuff. Minecraft. It's fun to watch. I would have watched a lot more if it wasn't for the cigarette thing. But now that he's turned off his face cam, I think most of the time at this point, I've started watching a little bit more of his stuff. So it's definitely worth going and watching if you're into the older games. Definitely go check it out. The next channel I want to mention is Pineapple Express. I really dig this channel to a certain extent. The games he plays are pretty interesting. Like if you look at his playlist, The Last of Us, Left 4 Dead, Mafia, Uncharted, South Park. These are all games that I've played, right? A lot of them. Good stuff. My only complaint is there's no commentary. He doesn't do commentary. So it's just him playing through the game. So I tend not to watch his stuff totally because to me, I don't really enjoy non-commentary playthroughs. To me, I prefer commentary because if you're just doing no commentary, then I would just rather go play the game myself, right? There's no reason for me to watch somebody else play a game if they're not going to comment on it while they're doing it. I know some people like it better that way, and that's totally cool. If you enjoy no commentary playthroughs, it's a great channel to watch. There's Red Dead Redemption 2, 126 episodes. And these are hour-long episodes. Okay, so yeah, that's about equivalent to what I did. So yeah, it's a good channel. Go check it out if you don't mind the no commentary thing. Okay, one more channel that I want to talk about real quick that I've actually been watching recently, which is Skytia. Now, she's not a completionist. So, that's one strike against her. But she is very thorough. I've actually been watching all of her God of War stuff. That's safe for me to watch because I can watch it because I've already played God of War stuff. She's quite thorough and she goes through everything on camera. She's got a pretty decent personality. I like it. She's a little quiet, but not so much that she's just sitting there, right? She talks and she reacts to what she's doing. So it's good. I'm quite enjoying her content. So it's definitely one worth checking out if you guys want a semi-completionist playthrough. It's semi-completionist. I don't know. I'm about done with her God of War playthrough. And I don't know if she 100%'s it or not. If she doesn't, she comes pretty darn close. So yeah, definitely a channel to go check out if you want to go, if you want to see her stuff. So yeah. Anyway, that's all I want to talk about for completionist channels, other completionist channels other than my own. Go check them out. You may enjoy them if you enjoy my channel. Fun stuff. I just want to quickly talk about my time. So I try to support everybody's channel as much as I can, but I'm really, really busy, especially right now. So if I'm not at work, then I'm doing YouTube stuff. And if I'm not doing YouTube stuff, I got a big project in the backyard that I'm doing right now. We're building a deck / planter box / what do they call it? Call it a porch. I don't know why they call it a porch. It's what I would call an overhang or a canopy. It's a huge project. I just got the permits. I'm out in the backyard doing that a lot. It's starting off with digging giant holes in my backyard. I'll tell you guys. So these holes I have to dig 2 holes for the posts for the overhang. It's a very heavy overhang. It's got stucco on it. It's meant to look just like the house, like it was built into the house. Not an add-on, but it was actually part of the house when it was built. So it's got stucco on it. It's got cement tile. It's really heavy. So it means that the piers for those posts have to be really big. They are 32-inch square piers, so 32 inches on each of the four sides, and they're 2 feet thick. So I have to dig 2 giant holes to get those in. The holes are like 4 feet by 4 feet by 3 feet down for me to get those in. With equipment, I could do it really fast. The dirt in my backyard is clay, guys, and it is the hardest dirt I've ever seen in my life. It's like digging through rock. At the time that I record this, I'm about done with the first hole. I got to go move on to the second hole. So anyway, that's what I've been doing. I'm out there in the backyard with a shovel digging holes. If I'm not on YouTube, and if I'm not on YouTube, I'm at work. So my time is really limited. I do go over and watch as much stuff from other people as I can. I tend not to comment on it though. I know you're supposed to comment on people's videos. It's good for their channel. It's good for my channel. It's good for everybody. So, commenting is a big thing. It helps the algorithm and stuff. You're supposed to do it. I just have a really hard time with it when I don't feel like I have anything to say. I know you're supposed to. I tend not to. Unless I have something specific I want to talk about in the video, I'll watch it, but I won't necessarily comment. So people don't know that I'm watching. But I do watch your videos, guys, as much as I can. I may not get to every single last one, but I try to get to as many as I can. I like to support the people that I support and help to grow their channels. So if I don't always necessarily comment, it doesn't mean I'm not watching. It just means I just don't comment all the time, even though I know I should. So forgive me for that. I just hate just putting down, oh yeah, I watched this video. Yeah, okay. And I know I should. You're supposed to do that. When you watch a video, you're supposed to comment on it, and even if it's something dumb. But I have a hard time with it, so forgive me for not commenting on your video if I watch it. But know that I am watching as many as I can. So, yeah. Just having said that. All right, guys. I don't want this to get too much longer. I have one more thing to talk about, and it may run a little bit long, but I want to talk about editing. If you guys are not into editing videos or recording videos, then you can skip this bit. I've done this before, but it's been a while, and I thought I would go over it. It's an evolving process, right? So it changes over time, and I'll just talk about my current process because I learn new things and incorporate them into my routine as I'm editing video. So it may be of interest to some people who are, either new to YouTube or have their own process and maybe are looking for improvements or what other people do. I'm not necessarily saying I'm an expert or anything, but it's the thing that works for me. So first of all, recording, guys. I'm recording on an Elgato. It's an internal capture card. I would show you the software, but I can't move it off the screen that it's on. If I try to move it onto the screen that's recording, it'll crash. Elgato it's really nice software. It can record up to 4K, but it is very temperamental. It will crash on you. So if you try to change resolutions, it'll lock up. You can't really do anything to it, otherwise it'll mess up. For the voiceover, of course, I'm using Audacity. That's it right there. That's me talking right now. Yeah. So that's what I use to record my stuff, and then for editing, I use Adobe Premiere Pro to edit. And so let's pop that open. I'm going to show you guys my process for editing real quick. I don't want to take too long, but like I said, this may be of interest to some people. This program just updated yesterday, and I'm hoping they fixed a particular bug. About 2 weeks ago, they updated Adobe, this program, and it introduced a new bug in the ducking routines. which I'll talk about when we get to it. I'm hoping they fixed it because it just updated yesterday and I haven't tested it yet. But anyway, let's do a new project. We'll just sure, we'll leave it there and I'll just do sample. Okay. So this is what I get when I start up. This is actually in a lower resolution than I usually use because I have to drop I like to drop the resolution to 1K when I'm recording, but when I'm actually editing, I'm usually in 2K. This is my setup. For whatever reason, it doesn't save my setup the way exactly I like it. The project sample is in the wrong spot. I don't know why. I've saved this a million times. It does not like to keep it there. It likes to stick it over here. I like to have it over here. So that's where it's at. That's what things look like. I'm going to pull over from my game recordings. Let's just pull over the last Star Wars episode. So we end up with two files, right? We end up with the video game file, which is the video and the game audio. And then we have my commentary here. Now that commentary has been processed by Audacity. So I recorded in Audacity, and before I save it out, I do a noise reduction on it, which I can't really show you guys, but because I'm recording right now. But there's a tool in here called Effect, noise reduction right there. So I noise reduce this routinely before I bring it into this program. All right, so those are the two files, the main files. We'll pull those over. And one's along with the other. There's a reason for that. That has to do with the Elgato. We won't talk about that too much. Like I said, the Elgato can be temperamental. And I don't have as much resolution as I usually have here, but yeah. So there's my two files. There's the game file and the my commentary file. The first thing I'll do is I'll have these syncing points here. I can tell what they look like. So this is the game sound, right? This is the menu making a noise. And right here is where it changes. You can see if you look up at the screen right here, you can see from this point to this point, there's a change. So if I right click on this, I can unlink it from the video, and then I will cut off just a little chunk from the front, because in this particular software, you can't go backward past 0. So if you try, it won't let you go. Then we're going to pull this back to approximately where it is, right about there. And then there's also my voice. Now, because of the Elgato, it's actually really offset. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to cut off the front end, and I'm going to pull this back to get more or less where it goes. Still too close. Okay, right there. Zoom in on that. So you can see I'm doing some vocal cues every time I do the up, the menu change. Up. So I get a link between the video sound, and my sound. Everything's lined up. Right here is where the whoops, I just put down arrow key. That's not good. Right here is where the menu changes. And we line up the game sound with that change, and we also line up my cue with that change as well. That lines up all the sound with the video. Hopefully everything is fine from there. We then scroll forward to where I start talking, which is right here. I can tell by the hey guys, welcome back to Lego right there. I drop it back 2 seconds from there, so 1:15:34. Oh, sorry. 1:13:34 is what I meant. And you can use the arrow keys to go back and forward on the timeline if you close. Cut off that front end, Ripple delete that, and that takes you there, and we're all set to go. I have another file that I start off with that you guys I'm sure know, have seen this a million times, but I have my little intro file, so we'll pull that in. I'll hit the control key as I drag this over, and that tells the program to make space. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. We're not at the front end. I thought we were. Okay, we'll try that again. There we go. That tells the program to make space for the file instead of just, if I didn't hold down the control key and I dragged it over, it would overwrite pieces of that, right? So that's how I start that off. Now let's go over to audio. We're going to massage the audio a little bit. We're going to do a rough mix. Come on. Sometimes this thing takes a minute. We're going to do a rough mix of the audio before we get started with the editing. So this is the game sound, right? This one that I have highlighted. So I'm going to call that, there's no game category over here, but I'm going to call it music because it has the same effect. It has the same settings as what I want for the game sound. The only thing I really want to do for music is pull up in the loudness and auto match that. And what it's doing is it's going to ensure that that file in whole is around the right volume, so it doesn't blow out my speakers if it's like way too loud. It'll be essentially at a particular volume, so I can be sure that when I play it, it's roughly right. Okay, so I'm gonna let that go, and as soon as that finishes, we'll come back and I'll show you the change that it does. Okay, there you go. It brought it down. So the volume of the thing as a whole file came down a little bit, right? So that ensures, like I said, that this is roughly at the right volume that I want. If we go down here to my dialogue, we're going to call this dialogue. There's several things I want to do with this. But what I'm going to do, because there's a bunch of different things that are going to happen here, like there's an EQ. I think there's a clarity dynamics that goes on. There's a reverb that happens. I'm going to set this to Ron dialogue. This is a default, or this is a settings that I came up with after playing around with them a lot. I decided, okay, this is what I like. Then I saved them as my own preset. So I'm going to set that to that. It's going to do the same thing. One of the things it's going to do is the loudness auto match thing, which it's working on right now, which it just did. I didn't see if it came up or down, but you guys can rewind the video a little bit if you want to watch it go up or down. So you can see there's the auto match has been done. There's been a dynamics that have been set to 7. We turned on an EQ for a podcast voice in the amount of 5. I don't know what those units are. And I think that's it. That's the entire thing. So that sets that to something that's reasonable. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit on the front end because we did stick in that other file, this one right here. And this hasn't been done yet. So I'm also going to turn this into music, and we're going to auto match that as well. That comes down. So everything has been either set to, if I turn this off, if I grab just the music, all this grabs. This is all music, including that file in the front. Again, select nothing and select dialogue, and it shows all this is dialogue. So everything's either been set to music or dialogue, right? All right. At this point, we're almost ready to go. We go back to my workspace. Which, by the way, again, I set this up in the way that I liked it and then saved it as a preset. You can save a lot of different presets in Adobe Premiere Pro. That's one of the ones that I saved because this is the workspace that I like. So we've got this transition right here. Whenever you have a transition, don't want to do a jump cut, you should do something with that transition. So for the audio, there's only really 3 choices: constant gain, constant power, or exponential fade. I'm going to do a constant gain for the audio, and I'm going to set it to start at cut. So it's over here. For the video, we're going to do a dissolve, and I'm going to do a cross dissolve across that thing, and I'm going to have it start at the cut. So what that does is it fades into the thing, and it also fades in to the sound as well. Okay, that's what that does. All right, There's one other thing I want to do to the audio for my dialogue, and this is kind of key. This is something that's relatively new, I think, or that I've been doing for maybe a year or two. Turn on, if you pull up audio effects and amplitude and compression, there's a dynamics in here, which is different than the dynamics from the other thing, very confusingly. I'm going to grab this dynamics and drop it onto this dialogue. That's my dialogue. And we're going to scroll down. This is the effects. It's going to be at the bottom. There it is right there, dynamics. I'm going to edit that, and I'm going to turn on the auto gate. And what that does is it eliminates all the background noise. If there's any background noise that's left, basically it says don't play the sound if it doesn't reach a certain threshold. So this stuff like right here, hey, that might have actually played, but like this right here, I wish I had more space. Hang on, let me drop this down some. This is less resolution than I'm used to using, so sorry guys. But this like right here, this noise that's right in here that you can see right in this area, that won't play. That won't play at all. Okay. Just because it doesn't, the gate is causing it to not play. Okay, so at this point we're ready to edit. At this point what I would do is just run through the video. Normally what I'm doing is cutting out stuff in my audio that I don't want in there. Whatever, the dog barks, I clear my throat, whatever stuff that might be down in here. Like for instance, this little bump right here, if that was like, I don't know, me hitting the microphone or something, we could cut that out. I just hit the C key to cut it and then delete that out. If you don't know, guys, you can use the up and down arrow keys to go through cuts. So that'll go through each cut. Kind of a useful tool in some instances. So yeah, we would go through, edit all that. Then we get to the end. Let's say I've edited all this episode, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot. So give it a second or so, then delete all the extraneous stuff at the end. At the back here, I used to have this whole thing with the patrons and stuff. I don't have that anymore. So it's actually quite simplified. We just do it. What I do is a dip to black here for that. And I also do an audio transition at constant gain here. And again, it just fades it out. Thanks a lot. Like so. It fades out the sound as well. I don't fade out my own voice because at this point I'm no longer talking. If I'm saying anything after thanks a lot, or for any reason there's noise, I'll just cut that off, right? So, thanks a lot. That's basically all you need to do right there, right? Okay. Let's say I had a transition of some sort, like for instance, maybe I wanted to cut out, for whatever reason, there's a bit in here that I wanted to remove, like video and all, right? So there's going to be a transition between these two things. If I were to do that, again, constant gain on the audio, and I'm going to set it across the cut instead of like at the front or the back, like I've been doing, right across the cut. Same thing for the video. We'll dip to black, like such. Right, so that will
check our progress.
Fade out and come back
at 91.7% of the way.
That prevents a jump cut. Like if I were to have, again, do something like this and delete that, and we were to play that,
move it up to 100%.
See that jump cut? It's kind of jarring.
To 100%.
There's nothing wrong with jump cuts, guys. Some people use them. They're used in TV all the time, like when you're having a conversation between two different people on a two-camera setup, and you got one camera pointed at one person, one camera pointed at the other. You use jump cuts to switch back and forth between them. There's nothing wrong with them, but in the context of a video playthrough, I like to have a transition between cuts. So again, it's much less jarring.
Move it up to 100%.
You know instantly,
thanks a lot,
by looking at that there was a cut there, and it's smooth. You're used to that sort of thing from movies and TV and stuff, so it's fine. So anyway, that's my process. That's how I do edits. I don't think there's much else to talk about. If this is done, I'll then go back into audio. And again, sometimes it takes a second for this to work. Drives me crazy. I don't know why I'm hitting the wrong button. Okay, so after I'm done editing, I'll pull up the dialogue again. It's going to go through the dynamics and redo them automatically. That's fine. I'm not going to touch the loudness. I'm going to leave that alone. Because usually by this point, there's a lot of cuts in here. If you do an auto match on the loudness on all these individual cuts, it's going to do them individually, and you don't want that. If it happens to be a cut where I'm not saying anything, it's going to drag that volume way up. Because it's kind of trying to bring it to a constant volume across the whole thing. You want it to be relative to the entire track. So we did it at the beginning before I made any cuts. If you do it after you make cuts, it's going to do it per individual track. You don't want that. I made that mistake for the first few times I did Adobe. And it's very obvious when there's a very quiet point cut in there and it drags up the background noise like way high. Yeah, you definitely don't want that. So it'll redo the clarity, and that's fine. Just leave it alone. That's all I really wanted to do. And then for the music, what I will do is I'll come in here, and again, I'll leave the loudness alone. We're not touching that. But I'll turn on the ducking. Ducking, what it does is it compares the track you've got selected versus some other track. In this case, I've turned on ducking against dialogue clips. This is our dialogue clip. So it's going to duck this against that. And anytime I'm talking, it's going to actually drop the sound of the game. This is done all the time, and you never notice it. And I mean in TV and movies, when the editors want you to focus on a conversation or they want you to focus on a particular sound, they'll drop all the sound around it, and you never know it. You'll know it now because I've told you. If you listen for it, you'll hear it. But if you're just a casual listener, you'll never know if it's done properly. So my typical settings, which usually work for me, are 2.5, -9, and 600. And then you generate keyframes, and this takes a minute to do. I'll let that go, and I'll show you what it ends up looking like in just a minute. There's a bug that was introduced in ducking, like I was saying, with the previous episode of the previous version of Premiere Pro, where the ducking would drop down, but it wouldn't come back up where it was supposed to occasionally. And you'll hear that in some of my videos over the last couple of weeks. You'll hear a point where sound seems to go more quiet than it should. I'm really hoping they fix that. Like I said, they just updated this program yesterday. I'm hoping that's one of the things they fixed. They're usually pretty good about fixing bugs. So we'll see. I did report that bug. And I've tried to go back in and manually fix those things where I see them, but I can't always see them. Sometimes it's obvious because there's this long period of space between where it's down low. And I'm like, that's suspicious. Either I talked a long time or, it's bugged out on me. It didn't do that before the last version of this program. It was fine. So they changed something. They added this fade position thing in, which I don't even use, and it screwed something up. So anyway, I'll let this go, and when we get a ducking profile, I'll show you what it looks like. So just a second. Okay, guys, you can see it's come in finally. It took a while, mostly because I think it uses the video card to do it, and the video card's also being used to capture the thing. So anyway, this is what it ends up looking like. This is the first time I tried to do it with the new version of the software. Let's see if it's still giving me issues. I can tell, but then again, you never really know. Maybe they fixed it. That'd be awesome. Wouldn't that be awesome? It wasn't in the patch notes. Uh-oh. There's one. Maybe they did not. Son of a bitch. Okay, yep, it looks like it's still there. Okay, anyway, as you guys can see, this line is the sound for the game. As I start talking, you can see down here, it drops. As I stop talking, it comes back up. So you can see it's going down and up. There's a certain tolerance to it. So, if there's not a certain amount of waiting or a certain amount of space in between, it won't come back up again. But it does look like they still got this bug here, that this should have come back up again. So it's stuff like this. I'll take it and I'll try to delete those out completely. But I can't always catch them all. It's not really feasible. Yeah, there's another one. I was hoping they would have killed that bug. Hope that doesn't persist for too long. Yeah. It looks like it should have come down here maybe, but depends on the sensitivity settings. So, yeah, there you go. There's another one. Damn. Oh well. So anyway, that's what it ends up doing. So, you can probably hear, if you listen to the game sound, see if we can get this to come in. Let's head back over to the other side. Listen to the game sound, guys. Where's the swamp? Don't listen to my voice. Hey, good timing there, Gruft. You can hear it's going up and down. Okay, I don't like that area because it's difficult. Okay, let's go check out Yoda's house. Make sure. Anyway, that's what ducking will do for you. And it's a good thing to do. When it works right. It's still buggy as of this version, which is annoying because I reported that bug like a week ago, but I guess they didn't have time to fix it. So great. So yeah, that's my process. That's how I edit video. At this point, I would just export it into a file. I have my own export preset again. I set this to software encoding. Probably not entirely necessary. It was when I was trying to fix the micro stuttering that we were getting before. Turned out to have nothing to do with the hardware encoding. But yeah, that's how it works. So no, I'm not going to save that. Okay, guys. Well, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. I hope you guys found that informative. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. Other than that, I'll see you guys again next year. I'll see you in the games. Hopefully, the new games coming up you guys will enjoy after we finish the games that we currently are playing that hopefully you are also enjoying. So, yeah. All right. So I'll talk to you guys later on. Thanks a lot.